Here's the card for today. Nice and clean up front. Liverpool at Marseille, over 3 goals at -110. Oklahoma City Thunder, -9.5 at Milwaukee, priced at -108. And Seattle Kraken moneyline at even against the New York Islanders. And yes, yesterday was a polite little reminder that math still works. 3 wins, 0 losses, plus 3 units. Drummond got the start and turned 22 minutes into 15 rebounds like he was billing by the board. The Lakers spotted Denver 16 points. Then Luka dropped 38 points with 13 rebounds and 10 assists and made the second half a completely different sport. And UCLA finished on an 8-0 run at Pauley and turned plus 5.5 into a stress blanket. Clean reads, clean execution. We love it when the numbers don't need a pep talk. First up, Liverpool at Marseille, over 3 goals. This matchup is basically a fireworks factory holding auditions. The key isn't these teams can score. Everyone knows that. The key is that the scoring environment is mispriced once you get past the public-friendly over 2.5. Liverpool's Europe chance creation has been elite, but the finishing has lagged their expected goals. That's the kind of gap that doesn't stay quiet forever, especially when a finisher like Salah is back in the mix. On the other side, Marseille at the Velodrome under De Zerbi is not a let's all breathe and control the tempo experience. It's open, aggressive, and built to trade chances. Add the Liverpool personnel issue at centre-back without Konaté, and suddenly Marseille's counters become a real threat instead of a theoretical one. Now the fun part, over 3 means we're not begging for a 5-goal carnival. We're asking for 4 to cash, and if it lands on exactly 3, we get a push. That's a built-in parachute in a match where 3 is a very live number. Meanwhile, 2 CBS Sports guys, Chuck Booth and Roger Gonzalez, are sitting on a 1-to-1 score prediction, like it's a safety blanket. That's not analysis, that's emotional support. In a game where both teams concede roughly in the same neighborhood and both styles invite transitions, a 1-to-1 requires way too many things to go, just so. We're taking the chaos, over 3. Second, Thunder -9.5 at the Bucks. This is where we remind people that vibes don't defend in transition, and reputations don't box out. The market is pricing this like Milwaukee's Giannis aura is worth a full possession and a half. Newsflash, one superstar and a functional ecosystem are not the same thing. A solo violinist can sound gorgeous, but it's not an orchestra and it's definitely not a closing lineup. Oklahoma City's profile is the kind you almost never get at a single-digit spread against a sub-500 opponent. A net rating north of +13, elite defense, and a system that doesn't collapse just because one name is on the injury report. In fact, the sneaky stat here is their performance without Jalen Williams. They've been absurdly resilient because the structure is the star. Milwaukee's weaknesses line up perfectly with OKC's strengths. The Bucks have struggled to finish possessions, and that is a nightmare against a team that turns stops into points with speed and spacing. And stylistically, Shea is the exact wrong guy to play drop coverage against. Give him the mid-range runway, and he will treat it like a toll road he owns. Now Randy Chambers over at Pick Dogs is happily taking Milwaukee +9.5 because OKC is banged up. That's the box score version of thinking, see a few outs, assume the engine falls out of the car. But OKC's bench isn't a spare tire. It's an actual second unit that keeps the pressure on, which matters for the one real threat here, the backdoor cover. If the favorite goes up 20 and coasts, underdogs can cash on garbage time. OKC is one of the few teams built to keep playing real basketball deep into the rotation. We're laying the 9.5. Third, Islanders at Kraken, Seattle moneyline at even. This is the spot where we fade the idea that better record plus elite goalie equals automatic win. The Islanders are in the schedule spot, coaches hate and bettors ignore. This is the 7th road game. Legs go first, decisions go second, and that's how you end up spending 40 minutes defending while generating nothing. Add Bo Horvat being out, and the Islanders' offense gets even thinner. When a team's identity becomes Prey Sorokin is perfect, you're not buying strength, you're buying fragility. Seattle, on the other hand, is a classic team whose results have been dragged down by variance. The process has been better than the headlines, and the goaltending has stabilized. The market sees Islanders plus Sorokin and assumes safety. But in this matchup, the quiet swing factor is energy. Seattle's at home, the Isles are running on travel fumes, and fatigue turns a disciplined defensive shell into a penalty machine and a late rotation buffet. And yes, there are models out there spitting out Islanders 4-3 as the computer pick. laying road juice like that's sophisticated. That's like judging a movie by the final scene. It ignores the whole story that got them there. We're taking the even price with the fresher team whose underlying play has been better than the results. Quick recap so nobody has to rewind. Over 3 goals in Liverpool at Marseille, Thunder minus 9.5, and Kraken moneyline at even. And as always, one game can bounce weird. That's sports. But betting like outcomes are the only truth is like judging a surgery by its scar. We care about the decision quality, because that's what compounds. Let's go cash another clean card.